Hey Virgo, okay, we're going to do your weekly. So because I'm rolling out the monthly practically soulful readings this week, the weekly readings will be brief, okay? However, they're going to come structured in a different format. You will get a theme message, you will get you will get a crystal oracle card for healing, you'll get a soul message, and it will be clarified through the tarot. So check out and see if it resonates with the first week of your monthly reading. It'd be interesting to see. But yes, so just brief ones this week, but that doesn't mean that all of the readings will be like that across the month, just that first week while I roll out the monthlies, okay? That one wants to jump at me. There was a couple there, but I'll take the top one. Rainbow Dragon and Rest. Just so you know, Rainbow Dragon and Rest, but the one that was on the top was Affirmations. What are you affirming, Virgo? What are you connecting into? What frequencies are you choosing to intentionally, this is what I say in my meditation classes, what frequencies are you intending? What is your intention to breathe in? And what are you breathing out that ultimately nourishes, inspires, restores, fills you with gratitude, empowers you, and deeply grounds you? What are you affirming? Maybe you're working with manifestation. Maybe you are drawing something in, okay? Be interesting to see. But affirmations, Virgo, are potent. However, it can get tricky because our human mind, we essentially have to feel it on a vibrational level for it to work. So for me, for anyone, you can't just say something that doesn't ultimately resonate as a belief inside. I'm a billionaire. It doesn't resonate because I'm not a billionaire, and I use it as an example to those that clients that I work with and whatnot. It's easy for us. It's easy for us to imagine seeing a $2 coin on the floor, for example, in the middle of a grocery shop, because that's realistic. It doesn't shock us, doesn't move us, doesn't challenge our concepts and beliefs. It's quite another thing to see ourselves with $1 million or $1 billion in the bank account, yeah? Especially if you've never had it. So it takes us up those few vibrations higher, and that's why it's harder to connect up into those higher vibrations, because that reality hasn't sort of existed yet. Doesn't mean that you can't get there, okay? But it's about connecting into what feels familiar, not about going back too, all right? So what are you affirming, okay? Being conscious of your words and how they're creating your reality, Virgo. This month is all about you connect, only because your reading is fresh off my mind. This month is about you getting out of doubt, all right? So what are you affirming this week? What are you creating? There's a soul message. Denial. Getting out of denial. Was that your part of your reading too? I'm just trying to remember. Denial, Virgo. All right. Look at the color of the solar plexus. It's slightly infused with the orange. So our power center is our third chakra. Our creative center is our second chakra, which is where we experience reproduction and creativity and sensuality and expression of the divine essence within, and it rises up to our solar plexus, which is ultimately empowering or disempowering. So what are you creating? Is it coming from denial? What are you learning about denial, Virgo? I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Perfectly matched. Yeah? I replace it with the insight of awareness. Very much in resonance with your monthly reading. Crystal card. I feel that I'm talking to Virgos that have pretty much, seen their path, doing that loop, like I mentioned in your monthly, doing that loop across the timeline to really check in and the progress you've made, where you've perhaps operated within the energy of doubt or denial. How do we move from doubt into trust? It's a choice, yeah? And it's completely empowering, and it's a new creative. It's completely empowering, Virgo, and it is a new form of creative energy to work with. That is what we can ultimately deeply affirm. That is when there's a whole new version of us. A new version of ourselves. Okay, crystal card for the lovely Virgos. Crystal card. Let's take the top one. Wow, magnesite. Catalyst. Resistant. Peace. Check this card out. Magnesite. This is a shifting time. You really are coming from one way of connecting, creating, believing, seeing and intuiting, experiencing, fear or trust. And ultimately what it does, it really transforms the fabric of your being so that you can make manifest really whatever you want. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm talking to Virgos in a month from now, weeks from now even, and your readings are really starting to reflect a lot of manifestation energy, okay? The strong and steady energies of this stone, magnesite. All right, Virgo, I don't know if you can see that picture. Maybe just screenshot it. So you got a copy there. You can Google it if you like, meditate on it. Magnesite has steady energies and it brings a sense of peace and centeredness. It facilitates the development of selfless love, Virgo, where one can stand steady in the knowing of one's own worth and what you deserve and what you are worth, Virgo. And allows others to develop their own way and at their own pace. Yeah, it's acceptance, non-judgment. It works closely with Anahata, the heart chakra, and helps raise the energy of love to even higher levels. Magnesite is a catalyst for change within the self. It helps us recognize areas we need to change with clarity and honesty. Externally, it brings truth to the surface and exposes deceit and deception in all forms. What are you denying about yourself, about your beliefs, about what you are affirming? Working deeply in meditation, it encourages harmony and mental balance, Virgo. It is particularly restorative for stressed out or nervous people, guiding them to a state of peace, okay? Really good to balance overexerted energy, anxious energy. Drawing this card signifies a need to look carefully at your motivations and your intentions, Virgo. Are you standing strongly in your own space, or are you allowing yourself to be affected and influenced by the problem of others? Again, relevant here. What are you breathing in? What are you breathing out? What are you taking on board as your truth? What are you denying? It's about a healthy state of balance of all chakras so that we are grounded in divine love. We are creating divine love. We are empowered by divine love. We feel divine love. We speak it, Virgo, and we see it, and we are open to receiving divine love. That's what I say when I do my chakra clearing and healing. They are my simple affirmations that work well for me. Okay, Virgo, let's finish your weekly with some clarifying tarot. And from memory, what was your first week? Was awesome. Maybe you're just going deeper in, maybe you're meditating, really connecting into best ways to balance that energetic body and what you're affirming for yourself, and how ultimately, you can balance and infuse all levels of your being to vibrate out of this so that it ultimately nourishes you. You want those colors to nourish you. You don't want to be working in the shadow. I mean, you do. We have to know the shadow of the chakras in order to know the true wholesome nature of them. Magnesite is a catalyst. Who and what is your catalyst? There's a catalyst this week. What are you resisting? How do you invite peace? What are you affirming? Okay, tarot for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising for the week 6th to 12th of April. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Did this come up in your reading? I feel I'm speaking to Virgos that are really going within, and so you're really embracing this Queen of Swords energy. She's the no bullshit. She, sorry for swearing, she has been through a lot. okay? You can't pull the wool over her eyes. She's air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Maybe these are events and significant transformations and healing and balancing that's happened out of the recent Aquarius season, okay? But when the Queen of Swords shows up, she is the feminine energy of the thought realms, okay? I do want to be able to say, where can you infuse some more nurture into your thoughts so that your affirmations are actually nurturing you, is what I was intuitively picking up on. Queen of Swords, Ten of Swords, right, we know the story with the Ten of Swords. It's the end of an era, okay? That's the most positive vibration of that card. Obviously, he's been stabbed in the back by life, by others. He's been pained before, yeah? I think you are transcending. Perhaps you are even communicating or being distant, because the Queen of Swords is a distant kind of individual. She's not going to let you in. She's a thought queen, okay? She's not going to let you into her heart, per se. Maybe she's been through so much before. Maybe you have been through so much before, Virgo, that you are taking on this persona. What are you in denial about, though? What are you affirming for yourself? Because ultimately, I feel I'm talking to Virgos that have either a deep bond or a deep patterning or a deep fear of a bond that is unhealthy. That could be a bond to your relationship with trust, Virgo. That could be a bond to your relationship with denial, to another, to your past. I want to say the worst is truly behind you. What keeps you bound there? What keeps you bound? What are you affirming that you are going to commit to? Because it is a commitment card, okay? But we can commit to toxic patterning, toxic thoughts, stuff that keeps us held back and held away, reserved. What are you committing to when it comes to, you know, because this is resistance too. What are you resisting? I think you've got a lot of clarity on an ending that was ultimately toxic. You are getting some clarity. You are cutting away the past and redefining what you want to commit to. I've held that card up twice. And I think in many ways, in order to truly get to a point of this, where you are positively affirming and nurturing yourself, Virgo, you did have to get to a point, you did have to get to a point in your life where you had to cut the bullshit. Look at your role in the matter, look at your choice to continue patterns. What were you denying that ultimately ended in this, perhaps, where you felt like life had let you down and stabbed you in the back one too many times, that it ultimately held you back? Because I feel like your monthly reading was like there's lots of good stuff coming in, a lot of opportunity, okay? So how are you holding yourself back? How are you repeating patterning? How are you feeling defeated or allowing yourself to feel committed to the story of your defeats that ultimately holds you back? There, bam, I think I just did it. The Aquarian time recently was relevant for you in healing this and coming to it was catalytic. Something catalytic was happening during Aquarian season. I could even go back as far as Gemini season last year, okay? Libra season, sorry. So Gemini season is May, June. Libra season is September, October. And Aquarian season is January, February. Those might have been key moments for you in really closing chapters, experiencing this, closing them off, coming to terms with. They might have activated some understanding about what it is you're wanting to commit to, what you want your connections to look like, whether you took on a home loan, anything really. The Devil card shows up and it is the shadow element of connection, commitment. What are we bound to? But there was an ending here because this is your ending, okay? But I feel like you were still tied to a storyline that has ultimately held you back. Okay, you might be connecting into an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. I've said that already. You might be connecting into a Capricorn. There's a lot of air here, a lot of thought energy, primal energy, thought. There's no heart, there's no love. What are you affirming? 15 minutes, Virgo. I've got to do the next one. What are you affirming? How are you moving out of denial? How are you operating in denial? What is the catalyst? How are you resisting? Okay? That doesn't marry up to the first week of your month reading. I don't think it does. I think it actually marries up to your second week somehow. Relevant. Okay? Happy first week of April. Enjoy, Virgo. I'll see you next time.